his memories. Cassandra just happens to be there, walking him through every step of the way, helping him gain control of his memories so that he can eventually prepare for the final battle. Yep, so the story we've already gone through. Just to give an idea, we also have a blog open to get some backstory to explain the science and the politics behind the meta. Just to kind of flash the story arc, if you were to go online, you would read the first chapter of the backstory, which explains how a comet came to Earth, bringing this new element that was studied by the military to make this perpetual energy source, and how it pretty much spawned a new renaissance and pretty much brought you what the character that you have today. Yes. The dual-wielding mechanics that you're about to see, the concept is a character who is able to shoot a main weapon while at the same time create sub-weapons or special weapons that are designed to pretty much set up enemies in a way that you can take multiple enemies out at once. It's not just shoot a projectile and then shoot a more powerful projectile. This is more along the lines of shooting projectiles, which will destroy enemies, but at the same time shooting one massive projectile that will create a physics generation, which will maybe pull enemies in closer to that one weapon, and then you can shoot that weapon to make it explode. Codename Mag Bomb, which we're very happy to show you today as well. So without further ado, I'd like to pass this on to Edwin to show off the gameplay that we have so far. So, of course, we have a sub-menu with some music right now. We're going to start our campaign. The campaign's going to have you waking up in a tube. There'll be voice acting explaining the opening game. And you start off in this room pretty much. He has no memory of what's happened, how he got there. The voice acting will be explaining that as you play. So it's not going to just be run and shoot. You'll have someone talking in your ear walking you through the whole time. Oh yes, the setup with the display that you see here, all of this is pretty much what you're going to be seeing during the gameplay. Top line is for shields, your bottom line is for health. So a lot of people who play first-person shooters will be very familiar with that concept. On the left side, obviously, will be your left arm. That's your sub-weapon. Down here, you have your meter, your meta. Okay? Every time you shoot your sub-weapon, this will deplete and slowly regenerate. On the right-hand side here, you will have your main weapon. Your main weapon is pretty much a blaster. We will also implement a sword weapon for a melee attack, which is actually, we're very excited to eventually get that in. Also, this will deplete as you shoot and will slowly regenerate as you continue to play. Okay, so obviously he's getting shot at. This is one of our enemies we have here. You can see that the shield bar and the health bar do work. Ragdoll physics are in there. Meta bar is regenerated. Here we have an elevator. Notice the reticle actually changes color, lets you know it is interactable. As you go into the elevator, interactable again, creating a switch. During sequences like these, where you're waiting to travel from floor to floor, we are going to implement some more voice acting, so the players aren't just sitting there waiting for the shooting to begin. They can get some more story while that's happening. Okay, so now it's a good time to introduce the Mag Bomb. My personal favorite, I'm pretty sure everyone else agrees. The Mag Bomb is, as I explained, it's a weapon that you will be able to shoot, and it will pull enemies into that weapon, and once shot, it will explode. Okay.
Watch out for the spiders.
Now, yeah, we have different types of enemies that we have been able to implement so far. You have little spider drones. These enemies pretty much just come at you and specifically attack your shields, leaving you open for attack. And these are pretty much drones. These just come at you and attack you randomly. Okay. So the room coming up here is a security room. We're going to have some assets in here, as well as some extra spots that you can interact with to get some more background story, so you understand of what's going on. I'd like to show the mural soon too.
Okay, right here, this is just the security room where you're going to pretty much go ahead and there's going to be a switch here that you're going to have to activate to get to the next part of the level, because we haven't implemented the doors yet, so we'll have that by our next presentation. But yeah, we're going to have the doors here so that you have to actually go through here to make sure that you open it. Oh, by the way, this is a health pack here, so if you need help, you can just pick that up and you're good.
Although the health regenerates, it's good to have that little push to quickly regenerate just in case you get in trouble. You plan on having a lot of enemies so that you are constantly shooting. The mirror orb has been switched, as you see the new detail on the top left. So pretty much, yes, the mirror orb is an object that is deployed, and then once shot, it shoots, it pretty much scatter shoots a whole lot of shots pretty much in all directions. Okay, so now we're going to start heading up some stairs here. And outside the stairs, you're going to be entering pretty much a grand cave. Okay, and this bridge leads into this facility. And the story sequence here, there's going to be abandoned trucks and military vehicles on this long bridge, and pretty much you find out this is an underground bunker and laboratory where all the experiments first took place. And as far as the story sequence goes, he'll be finally escaping. Unfortunately, his escape will be, the victory of that escape will be short-lived because he will come to fight a boss at the end. It's pretty much supposed to be a giant mech, which is always exciting in any type of boss fight. Okay, so it's a very, very long hallway. Obviously, we'll be doing a lot of shooting down this hallway. Still traveling down a very long hallway.
Sorry, just want to let you guys know, yeah, we're supposed to have a boss here. We kind of got him implemented in here today, and we're assuming he jumped off the level.
He's actually very big, so he probably just jumped off the rails that have a collision good enough for the player to actually even jump himself. And he just jumped and kept on.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. We'll get him fixed up for you and have him show you next time. But here at the end here, this is just our end sequence where it's going to have an elevator here. That's pretty much going to end the game and finish off the level here. And from here, you can just get back to the main menu. So yeah, that's our game.
So, with the presentation coming to its completion, we'd like to open up the floor for any Q&A if possible, and any feedback if possible. All of it is well appreciated. Anybody, show of hands.
So how political is this? I mean, the destroyed world, the rebuilding of a world. I mean, how political is it?
I'm so glad you asked. I wanted to interject some type of political background. I know it's kind of preachy and college level game, but when it comes to story, I like to make people think. It's very political. The blog, as it progresses, the outline that I have is comet comes to Earth, new element, people will fight over it, and the government tries to keep it secret, but someone wants to see the people have access to this because it could free humanity. And as far as the blog goes, it does get out, and that explains this new renaissance, and then they start making machines that are capable of never depleting and can constantly work, and that causes a rebellion of the machines because they get corrupted by this source code that makes them come to the concept that humans will inevitably destroy the world if they continue the path that they're on. Thus, this is the reason why the two brothers are augmented to take on the network, which is what houses all the machines. And then they are successful, but one brother becomes corrupted as well, and he sees what the machine sees, hence the brothers become at war. One is looking to free humanity, the other one is looking to enslave humanity in such a way that they no longer have their free will. They are augmented just like they are, but the brother controls them. It's like if you were to wake up in the morning, you would go to work and you would do everything that you normally do, but it's just to keep society moving. You have no free will. You're just pretty much a zombie going about the day so society keeps working. And the other brother, Cain, is looking to stop that from happening. Because when he wakes up, it's happened. It's over. The world is out to get this resistance and him. So yes, it's very political.
Okay, so do the machines see annihilation of the humans necessary because they feel the humans are going to take out themselves and the machines?
Yes,
And their blunder into
Yes, everything. They see the end of the world, which means the end of them, which means humans gotta go. And Cedric, the evil brother, also known as Abel, he sees that the machines are wrong. That humans can be saved, but they can't have their free will. That's the equation. Is it, as long as mankind have their free will, they can't be trusted.
Anyone have any other questions?
Well, I have 2, maybe 3 comments. I say maybe 3 because I can't remember the third. When I saw your pause menu, couldn't really see the options.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, that's one thing I look forward to seeing correctly because I think you guys are doing a phenomenal job. But with your presentation, but we couldn't see your boss when it was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, no one was going to know that there was something wrong with your presentation until, you hear the sudden whispering and, the nervous laughter and, freaking out, oh, my God, what's going on? So I just feel that maybe before you present, try to go over real quick what's going on so that you're not surprised during your presentation. And when you are surprised, don't make it so obvious for us to see.
Okay.
Okay?
Fair enough.
That's
Yeah.
good advice.
Anything else, please? We do look forward to your comments and questions.
Well, girls stand up, so I imagine he has a few.
Except for
No,
you.
2 things. Number 1, technically, I think you did an excellent job. Second part, however, maybe it's something you haven't done yet, but I don't see anything in there, and to be honest, I almost never see it anyway in anything the students do at this level. But I don't see anything in there to really pull you into the game. That'll really make it stand out, make it interesting, make people want to keep playing it hour after hour, day after day, all night long. Do you have any thoughts or plans for doing something like this if you do take it to a commercial level?
Well, for one, for right now, we're still in production mode. We're still adding things to the game, and
I don't expect it in at this level, but I
Right.
want to know, do you have any thoughts or plans for doing that?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. We are planning on, the main thing is really making the enemies more attractive to, more challenging to fight. And what we're trying to do with that is just make sure that they're as polished as they can be. We have plans on adding another enemy into the game that can pretty much tie in more of our weapons so that it's more useful to kill them. Like for one, the mag bomb, I think we pretty much have set. We think that's a pretty good weapon that we're.
I think it's a nice idea.
Yeah, I think that one's pretty much done. Our mirror orb still needs a little work. We're still working on making that one a little more, more effective and more useful. Because right now it's kind of.
So your attraction for the game is going to be the types of weapons you give.
Well,
Right.
there's more to it than that, and I'd like to add. The original concept also had environmental destruction, like you can use your environment to your advantage. We would like to see that incorporated, but we might not, for the scope of time, we may focus just on the current game mechanics, but environmental damage is a big thing. Finding ways to make ceilings collapse on enemies, or exploding some type of electrical generator causing an area damage. Having different ways that the player can run through a game and cause damage and get through a level and then run through a second time and go about it a completely different way. We wanted to try and cater to player creativity as for the destruction. Story sequences, also are a big pull-in. When the voice acting is added, that's going to definitely engage players because we want to speak to the player almost as if it's directly speaking to them. The voice acting, as mentioned, is going to be speaking directly to the player, telling them what to do, where to go. If they have a big explosion, it takes out a lot of enemies at once. We would like the, codename Faith, the girl who's on the comm with him, to, give him like a, yeah, nice going, something like that to keep the player, getting motivated, to keep them going.
All nice ideas.
And also, we also plan on having this may not have, we might not have this for sure by the end of the senior project, but as time moves forward after, we are planning on putting some type of achievement system into the game for replayability, so that there's there's different things that the player can do besides just run through a level. They can we'll have different challenges that they can go and try to accomplish.
Primary platform you're thinking for it?
Our platform for this game, we are going for Windows PC, Mac, and also possibly a tablet version, which we are, we're still debating the tablet version, but for sure what our main focus on, so that we can get it to the hands of everyone, is developing a web version where you can actually go on a website and play this game online, and so you can just click a link and you'll be right there playing the game without even having to download it.
Yeah, I know you guys have tested that out. Is it possible to demonstrate that right now? Or
Not now.
We can, but it won't look very pretty.
Oh, okay.
It's because of our lighting.
If you'd like to see it.
We managed to make the file for it to show on the internet, but the lighting gets messed up.
Okay. I mean, would you still like to see it? Even though
I
it's
kind of would, yeah. I mean, like, this is in development, and we understand, it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah, like, I mean, we did a test on it just to see how it would look, and it didn't look that bad.
I think it's the color. It's the color scheme. Like if you've ever played like a 256 computer, and then for some reason did a different color scheme, you get just clashy colors. I think it has to be scaled down. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
The lighting.
Yeah, we still have different ideas on what issue is. It may also be a lighting issue, but you'll see the difference between what you just saw and the web version. Also, there's a resolution issue that we have to fix as well. Alright, so yeah, the game. So yeah, this is what it looks like on the web. So there's some resolution stuff. All right. So anyway, yeah, it's pretty much everything you've seen before. Just our colors look terrible.
Everything's super saturated.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, not everything. It's just the
it's really the
the
texture.
environment walls. Yeah. Character was fine.
Like if you notice inside the elevator here, the textures look fine, but it's just I'm assuming it's the lighting.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I mean, it runs completely fine. I want to say.
Okay. And have you tried doing the Android version yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But everything looks just very bright and funky.
Okay.
By the way, by far my favorite weapon.
Yeah, this one's so easy.
Yeah.
Stupid. So, you guys have any other questions that you can address to you guys?
I hope for the next presentation you guys have the time to introduce the audience to like your Facebook and stuff. Because that's something I really liked in the last presentation. Because if we are interested, like to find out how you guys are doing or whatever when it comes to the game, it would be nice to be able to get the information.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of online content at this point, so I definitely would make a point of putting that in, like maybe just before the Q&A.
Yeah, you need to pull up Facebook?
Yeah, please, by all means.
While he's bringing that up, if I may kind of go back to the adversary, and as your voice actors, how are they going to shape and mold the character of your adversary? Okay, the evil brother, is he the prime adversarial persona, or does the AI have
Without a doubt, it's all the brother.
All of you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, I do want to show this off. This guy, Paulo Rosales, I work for Bright House Networks, and he's someone who's a couple of desks away from me. I see him working all the time. And I asked him if he'd be interested. And this is the concept art that him and I came up with as far as Edwin's original concept document. I honestly
Yeah, this is
I'm
where
very
our
happy with
character
the way
is
it's coming
gonna
out.
go.
This is the main character, by the way. This is Cain. I do have another sketch somewhere, I think it's a little further down, of Abel, who is the evil brother, and you'll notice he's more evil looking. He has scars on his face, and he's bigger to give that underdog feel.
Hey Jay, do you want to explain the arm attachment? Or you want to explain how the arms are?
Well,
You can see a picture of it.
the main way we're gonna work with the gauntlet for the weapons is we're gonna hide the different weapons inside the gauntlet, and when we're gonna call the weapons, the gauntlet itself is gonna move back a little bit, separate, move back, and the blast. This one will be the blaster, and it will come out, and you'll be able to use it and blast around. In this will be on the right arm. And in the right arm is the blaster, and these two over here, when they come out, will create the blade. In the left arm, in the two side ones, we're gonna have the mag bomb and the mirror orb blasters that will be able to shoot those two weapons outside.
So yeah, definitely if you guys want to come to our next presentation, I believe week 5, right, Professor?
Let's see, this is week 3.
Is that
Yeah,
the
week
oil
5.
Yeah,
Well,
so
more
definitely in
days.
our next presentation, we'll actually have the arms completely finished.
Yes.
We were trying to get them in today, but we fell short on time.
Yeah, we're having trouble with the animation going. They kept going.
Yeah, so
loop,
definitely,
and
yeah,
so
we'll have all the
the
arms
animation.
animating where you can see everything. You know, all. I mean, it really makes the game look a lot more like featuring a dual wielding mechanic than what it looks like right now.
Yeah.
So definitely come by and check it out next time. Here's a model of it. Here we have
Oh yeah, you guys did it. I'm so happy.
models going.
No, because I suggested it like a while ago that you guys should have the pictures of what you're actually working on in the
Oh,
SSC,
yeah.
because nobody sees that when people are making a game, and nobody really knows how much work is put into a game until you actually start doing programming yourself.
Oh, you're gonna see it with us.
Yeah, I hope so, because it all looks so cool.
Matter of fact, the YouTube has also some actual video sequences and me showing off Jay's talent, Manny's talent, Ed's talent, and I'm hoping that someone will take the camcorder when I'm doing some voice acting production, if possible.
Yeah, definitely. You know,
This
on
the earliest
Facebook.
work.
If you want to follow us on Facebook, just type in Big Boss Studios and you'll find us.
Who's the voice actor you picked to be the girl?
We're still in the casting phase. So far, we have one person in mind. She's
You know, you could just do the
She's-
recording yourself and speed it up a little, you know. Jump the audience.
might be
You
one.
want to mention?
No, I'm good. Well,
Try a falsetto. Let's see what it sounds like. Go for it.
no, I'm good.
So, yeah,
But
these
we're gonna
pictures.
say, Lydia's been nice enough to audition for us, and she's looking good so far as candidate.
Yeah, she did really well in her
Very well.
audition.
And we have video sequences that I plan on for all the voice actors who've been taking video. I plan on making an update for the YouTube of getting snippets of each person voice acting and doing an overvoice of explaining the voice acting process and what it's like and how excited we are to implement it into our game.
When you have the voice coming on the screen, are you actually going to see anything or just hear it? I mean, are you going to see like a sound wave or
Yeah,
an
I was
icon of the person?
thinking, and as far as the design goes, I don't know if we're going to have enough time to implement it. I would have liked to have seen, because to go for the character, mind you, because there's supposed to be some mystery behind the character. He doesn't really know who she is until through the game, but I would have liked to have just like her mouth speaking somewhere, like in like top right of the screen or bottom right of the screen, like a character sequence.
Probably Middle Gear.
So you don't see her face or anything like that. And then later on down the road, you'll see why you only see her mouth speaking. And I don't want to give too much away as far as the story goes, but yeah, there's a reason why you don't really see her face until more toward the end of the game.
When is the adversary going to speak?
I would have liked to have the adversary speak at the end of level 1 to kind of taunt the character like you think you've escaped, you think this is over, this has just begun, end level, go into level 2. He's supposed to be a taunting, trying to also at the same time make him think about his decision to save humanity. Because in the end, they're brothers, and he still sees them as family. He wants them on his side. He wants them to rule together. Kind of like a Darth Vader thing. But in the end, the underdog is true to his convictions. He feels he appreciates life too much. He sees beauty in nature and all things good. So he has that need, that will to save and free humanity.
I guess I agree with you, because just a good bad guy is a good thing. Someone you just over the course of your game you begin to relish the possibility of snuffing them out, and that's a good thing.
The old rule is it's not enough to have a bad guy. It has to be a bad guy that you want to destroy.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, he's conflicted, but then he has to. It's not just a matter of doing it because he feels he's wrong and he's right. It's a matter of humanity is at stake. Free will is at stake. The ability to drink something and taste it, because you wanted to drink it and you wanted to taste it. The ability to go outside and enjoy the warm weather. Just all the things that you love are at stake. So he's pretty much fighting to make sure that everyone has that.
Is there anyone else have any other comments, questions, concerns? Professor?
Oh, no. I'm just going to suggest that perhaps you can let some of the audience members play it after we break down.
Okay.
And give kind of a guided tour of it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely.
Cool.
So yeah, if anyone would like to come after, this is all said and done, anyone would like to come play the game, step right up.
And thank you for coming.
Does anyone would like to take a stab at it?
Crap, those guys are good looking.
But yeah, definitely make sure to go on our Facebook, press the like button on there. Remember, Big Boss Studios.
Don't forget it.